Okay, so you've done it. You've spent countless nights coding, designing, building the perfect tool, the ultimate app. You pour your heart and soul into this thing, and you finally hit that launch button.
It's out there. It's live. You've built this incredible, amazing product.
And then silence. Absolute crickets. No signups, no customers, no buzz. It is the classic builder's nightmare, right? But here's the thing. What if the problem isn't your product at all? What if it's your promotion? Today, we're going to unpack a blueprint to take you from those crickets to actual cash, and we're going to supercharge the whole thing with AI. First things first, we have to talk about a huge, massive misconception that holds so many builders back. This is all about rethinking what your job actually is as a founder. So let's just break this down. On the left, you've got the builder's myth. This idea that my job is just to build cool stuff. And, if you build it, they will come. But the reality, on the right, is a whole lot different. Your key job, your main job, is to promote the business. We're talking at least 50% of your time should be spent getting the word out. If not, you're not really building a business. You're just building a very, very sophisticated way to procrastinate. And look, if you don't believe me, just look at the people who are building the tools you probably use every single day. Sam Altman from OpenAI, Dario Amodei at Anthropic, Peter Levels. What do all these people have in common? They are relentless promoters. They are on podcasts. They're all over social media. They get that building the thing is literally only half the battle. The takeaway here is crucial. You know who they are because they make it their job for you to know who they are.
Okay, so how do you actually become a promoter? What does that even look like? Well, let's break down a super simple 3-step blueprint for turning attention into actual revenue. Think of this whole thing as an unstoppable customer loop. It's a simple, repeatable process. Step 1, you generate traffic. Step 2, you get that traffic into what we'll call a holding pattern. And then step 3, you launch a selling event to turn them into customers. Let's dig into each one.
All right, step 1 is all about getting eyeballs. Simple as that. You've basically got 2 ways to do this. There's organic, which is all about leveraging other people's audiences, going on their podcasts, posting free content where they hang out. And then there's paid, where you're just buying attention through ads on platforms like Meta or YouTube. The only goal here is to get new people to know you even exist. So once you've got their attention, you don't just immediately ask for their money. No, you guide them into the holding pattern. This is your turf, your email list, your own podcast, your X feed. The whole point is to keep their attention and slowly warm them up by just being valuable. And this part is so important. Most people who don't buy right away will fall right back into this holding pattern, just kind of waiting and listening for the next time you have something to offer. And step 3, this is where you make the ask. This is the selling event. It's a specific campaign designed to move people from just listening to actually buying. Now, this could be a bunch of different things, right? A live demo, like the folks at Superhuman do, a targeted 3 or 4-part email campaign, or maybe even running retargeting ads to everyone who's already in your holding pattern. This is the moment you build that bridge from having an audience to having a real business. Okay, so you've got the blueprint, right? Traffic, holding pattern, selling event. That is the core strategy. Now, let's talk about how we can supercharge this whole thing with a little bit of help from our friend AI.
This is where things get really, really interesting. See, AI isn't here to replace your strategy. It's here to act like a support layer, an incredibly powerful assistant that can help you execute and accelerate every single step of that customer loop we just talked about.
And this isn't just theory. Let's walk through a real-world example of building out an entire marketing campaign using Claude. We're talking from a raw, messy idea to a finished, ready-to-go marketing asset in about an hour.
The workflow itself is just brilliantly simple. You literally start by recording a 15-minute audio of yourself just dumping all your ideas out, a total brain dump. Then you feed that mess to Claude and have it create a structured, scannable document. From there, you switch over to Claude's code environment to actually build the asset, like a landing page or an email template. And this right here just shows you the power of a really good prompt. Instead of spending hours trying to organize your own chaotic thoughts, you can just tell Claude to create an ADHD-friendly scannable document. How cool is that? You're turning unstructured creativity into a clear, actionable plan in just a matter of minutes. Now, a pro tip for this workflow is knowing which tool to use and when. You want to use the standard Claude interface for all the high-level stuff, the strategy, the research, the copywriting. But when it's time to actually build the thing, the web page, the HTML file, that's when you switch over to Claude Code. It's specifically optimized for generating that kind of stuff. And this prompt,
This is the secret sauce for making that switch from one to the other totally seamless. Before you leave the standard Claude app, you just ask it to generate a claude.md file. What this does is it packages up all the context, the entire backstory of your project, so you can just hand it over to Claude Code. That way, it knows exactly what you're trying to build without you having to explain everything all over again. So we've covered the strategy and we've covered the AI tactics, but to really, truly unlock all of this, you need to have the right mindset. This isn't just about doing things a little bit faster. It's about doing way, way more things. Just take a look at this number, $450,000. That is the potential revenue from a single marketing campaign for a single webinar that was built using this exact AI-assisted workflow. That's the kind of scale we're talking about here.
And this quote just says it all. The true power of these AI tools isn't just about making you more efficient so you can do everything by yourself. No, the real play here is abundance. It's about using this new leverage to scale up like crazy. So instead of one campaign a month, what if you could do 5? What if you could triple your entire output? That's the game changer.
So let's do a quick recap of everything we learned today. Number 1, your main job as a founder is to be a promoter. You have to accept that. Number 2, use that simple 3-step blueprint. Traffic into a holding pattern into a selling event. 3, use AI tools like Claude to build and accelerate that whole process. And finally, remember, the goal isn't just about being efficient. It's about abundance. It's time to go big. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. With these tools, you can essentially clone the promoter version of yourself and run multiple campaigns at the exact same time. So the question isn't, can you do this anymore? The question now is, what will you do with it? What's the very first campaign you're going to build?